Most successful people run an elite operating system for their career, but for their finances, they use outdated software, full of bugs and popular myths. They think the goal is to make more money. They're wrong. The goal is to have a system that makes it work. This obsolete system makes you chase the next big unicorn, react emotionally to market dips, and focus on the wrong metric: annual returns. The wealthy's operating system is different. It doesn't focus on returns. It focuses on the architecture of wealth. Think of it as the source code of wealth, a set of logical rules and core principles that dictate every financial decision, eliminating noise and improvisation. In this video, we're going to decompile that code so you can install it in your own mind. The first flaw of the traditional system is that it teaches you to build a skyscraper without a foundation. You obsess over how high your portfolio can go, without thinking about what happens when the first earthquake hits. And an earthquake always hits. The Millionaire OS inverts this logic. It starts by building a bunker, a base so solid and indestructible that it guarantees survival through any catastrophe. Because the number one rule of this game is simple: stay in the game. So forget everything you think you know about getting rich. We're going to start with the most counterintuitive and powerful principle of all: how to never lose money again. This is the first module of your new financial operating system. Module 1, Capital Preservation. Warren Buffett made it clear. Rule 1, never lose money. Rule 2, never forget Rule 1. This isn't a cute phrase. It's a mathematical algorithm. A 50% loss requires a 100% gain just to get back to even. The traditional system pushes you into volatile assets with the promise of high returns. The Millionaire OS first builds a fortress. This involves holding a significant portion of your capital in extremely low-risk assets, or even cash, waiting for opportunities. It's your insurance policy against stupidity. Think of this as your war chest. When markets panic and everyone is desperately selling, quality assets go on sale. Your capital fortress allows you to go shopping while others flee. The crisis becomes your greatest opportunity. The practical implementation of this isn't keeping cash under your mattress. It means diversifying into non-correlated assets, understanding hedges, and having a cash strategy that allows you to withstand months or even years of turmoil without being forced to sell your growth assets at the worst possible time. This defense first mentality is what separates amateurs from professionals. Amateurs swing for a home run at every at-bat. Professionals focus on not striking out, knowing the home runs will eventually come if they stay in the game. Building this fortress gives you the psychological safety to play offense intelligently. But offense isn't about buying hot stocks. It's a much more calculated and potent approach we'll cover in the next module: asymmetry. Module 2, asymmetry and optionality. If preservation is your shield, asymmetry is your lightsaber. The idea is simple. Look for bets where the potential upside is orders of magnitude greater than your potential downside. You lose 1, you gain 100. The average investor does the opposite. They buy a stock hoping for a 10% gain, while risking 100% of their investment if the company goes bust. That is negative asymmetry. You're playing a game where the odds are stacked against you, even if it feels like you're winning short term. The Millionaire OS allocates a small percentage of the portfolio, say 5 or 10%, to these asymmetric bets. They could be early-stage startups, new technologies, or assets with explosive potential. If they fail, the loss is small and contained. If just one of them hits, it pays for all the others, and then some. Nassim Taleb calls this the barbell strategy: extreme safety on one side, and high-risk, high-reward bets on the other. You completely avoid the middle ground, the zone of medium risk and medium return where most people slowly lose their money. This isn't gambling at a casino. It requires research and a clear thesis. It means investing in optionality, the option to benefit massively from a future event without being obligated to participate if it turns out to be a bad idea. Every asymmetric investment is an option on a bright future, with an impenetrable defense and a surgically precise offense. You already have a system superior to 99% of investors. But one key component is missing: a multiplier that accelerates everything: intelligent leverage. And I'm not just talking about money. Module 3. Intelligent leverage. Most people think leverage is just debt to buy a house. The Millionaire OS understands there are far more powerful forms of leverage, and the most important of all is time. First, leveraging other people's time. Instead of trying to learn everything yourself, you hire the best experts. Instead of building everything from scratch, you invest in companies that already have thousands of talented employees working to grow your capital. It's delegation on a massive scale. Second, leveraging other people's money. Debt is not inherently evil. It's a tool. They use cheap debt to acquire assets that generate more cash flow than the cost of the debt. The bank takes most of the risk, while you get the asset and the cash flow. It's an art. And third, leveraging investment time, also known as compound interest. The Millionaire OS thinks in decades, not quarters. They know the greatest returns don't come from stock picking, but from the time those assets are left to work, uninterrupted. This long-term approach allows them to ignore the day-to-day noise. While everyone else is panicking about the news, they are executing a 20-year plan. Time is their greatest ally, whereas for the impatient investor, it's their worst enemy. We've covered the defense, the offense, and the multiplier. You have the three main modules of the operating system. But what does it all look like when put together? In the final part, we'll assemble the pieces and give you an action plan to start installing this system today. The synthesis: installing your new operating system. The first step is an honest assessment. Analyze your current portfolio. Is it built on a solid foundation of preservation, or is it a random collection of bets? Be brutally honest with yourself. Second, define your asset allocation according to the barbell model. Decide what percentage will be your impregnable fortress and what small percentage you will dedicate to seeking asymmetry. Write it down. This document will be your financial constitution, your guide in moments of panic. Third, automate your defense. Set up recurring contributions to your base assets. This removes the need for decision-making and protects you from your own emotional impulses. Your fortress must be built brick by brick, consistently and automatically. Fourth, create a system for hunting asymmetries. Dedicate time each week not to watching the market, but to reading about new technologies, demographic trends, and disruptive business models. Become an explorer of opportunities, not a follower of the crowd. Your goal is to find the bets before they become obvious. Finally, change your unit of time. Stop thinking in monthly or annual returns. Start measuring your progress in 5-year blocks. This change in perspective is perhaps the most difficult, but also the most powerful. It aligns you with the true engine of wealth: time. This is not a trick, it's a paradigm shift. It's moving from being a passenger on your financial journey to being the pilot with a clear flight plan. Stop running on a faulty system. Install the operating system of wealth and watch everything change.